right. Let's get that metronome going again. Get a little more light. Sorry, I didn't realize how dark it was. So dark. All right, here we go. I'm already a little warmed up. Oh, now I've lost it. So I started my practicing at about 60 beats per minute, and then I warmed up to about 160, and then I took a 5-minute break, and now it's gone. So let's start over. I'm rushing. No, we're not doing that. I think guitar players underestimate just how long it takes to get properly warmed up and get like into the zone. Because I'm not feeling it yet. I think sometimes my students don't believe me when I tell them I usually start between like 60 and 80 beats per minute with practicing. All right, so here's 75, 16th notes. Rushing a little. I tend to rush the slide and the tap. There we go. Now I feel like I'm getting into the zone. All right, let's bump this up to like 84. Cool, that's feeling good. All right, we're at 95. Okay, let's go to like 102. Mystery says, wow. Oh, thanks, Mystery. I mean, we're still going pretty slow, but I appreciate it. Anybody else practicing right now too? Let me know, chat. Let me know what you're practicing. I'm curious. I took a couple weeks off, and I don't recommend it. My fingers are like blistering. Hey Wyatt, good to see you here. I had real quick, I'll take a short break. I had 2 weeks of vacation with the family. Usually once a year, I like to take 1 week off from guitar, and I feel really good doing that. But taking 2 weeks off is too much. My calluses are gone. It's taking me all week just to kind of work back up. Ada, hi. All right. Anyway, here we go. Let's try this again at 102, 16th notes. Love it. All right, 109. Sometimes even some tapping is faster or is easier at a faster speed, but I find it necessary for myself and for my students practicing at slower speeds, which sometimes is harder, is so good for just locking in rhythm and being in the pocket. OTDYHI. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Music Joy Victor. I don't know what that means. Thanks, Ada. Metalhead 746. What's happening? All right, here we are again at 109. And good to see you. All right, I feel pretty good at that tempo. Let's go like 115, 116. You have to resist the urge to rush. You know what I mean? Just settle into it. Coy Victor. You should always be super relaxed when you're practicing. If you find yourself tensing up or like holding your breath, then you know you're doing something wrong. But so I'm breathing, I feel super relaxed. Awesome, that feels really good. 123. That feels pretty good. Here's 131. Here's 135. felt my jaw tensing up there. Here's 141. Steve, yeah, man. R.I.P. Ozzy, indeed. What a true legend. And did you see, Steve, that Ozzy, for his last concert, he got off all of his painkillers for Parkinson's, and he didn't take any of the money from that final show. And he was like, I got to do one last show for the fans, and all the money raised went towards Parkinson's research. And he said, the only way I was going to be able to perform was if I was off the painkillers. He said the pain was worth it to be able to do that one last show. It's like, man, what a legend. What song did I hear the other day? I was listening to the Bill Burr podcast, and they played "No More Tears," and I was just like, man, what a great song. All right, anyway. It's feeling pretty good at 141. So remember, we started at 60. Now we're at 150. Awesome. 155. I felt my jaw tightening up again. Keep it relaxed, Eric. Y'all pay attention to that when you're practicing. Keep all your joints and your jaw and your fingers relaxed. Even when you're going fast, this should all be relaxed. The only tension should be a little bit in holding the pick, but not that much. Don't push too hard with your thumb on the back of the fretboard, on the back of the neck either. Go to 160. Let me turn this up just a little. Y'all tell me how that volume is. My son is watching TV in the next room. That metronome click might be too loud. I don't know. Here, I'll turn the guitar up a little bit. Metronome down a little. All right, cool. Stevie, that's great exercise. Speed, yeah. Yeah, this is the way I make my students practice. And sometimes I think they're just like, God, why do I have to go so slow? I'm like, trust me. I was like, I do it too. So here's the proof that I also practice that the same way. And what's sad is we're not even practicing yet. We're not even practicing coming out of another idea into that and into another idea. That makes it even harder. And then we're not even practicing doing this in front of a live audience, which is even harder still. We're just practicing it in isolation. All right, here's 170 beats per minute as 16th notes. And this is fun. I've never actually practiced this this fast. I usually just practice it play it without a metronome. but it's never like totally even and in time. And I'm trying to get better about playing things just like in time at high speeds. Because a lot of times, I just kind of like, I just kind of go for it. And I try to just have this like burst of energy, but it's not always locked in. And I'm trying to get better about something Greg Howe's worked with me on. My teacher, Greg Howe, the guitar legend, if any of you know who that is. He designed this guitar, actually, and the distortion pedal I'm playing through. I guess I'm kind of a Greg Howe stan now. But Greg, in listening to my soloing and improvisation, the one biggest thing he suggested I work on is, it used to be having longer connected lines. I had very short ideas, so I got better at that. But now it's about playing more even 16th notes and even sextuplets. Sextuplets I'm better at because I do a lot of like Satriani style legato, that kind of thing. But playing even 16th notes, I don't do that a lot. So I'm trying to get better at it. Anyway, here's 175 again. Oh, let's turn on some delay. I didn't even have that bonus mode on. That adds a lot. It helps me play better. Do you guys practice with delay? All right, so now we're just going up by 5 beats per minute. We were going up by 10, but now it's getting a little bit crazier. 180. If I never get faster than 180, I'm pretty happy with that. Here's 185. All right, let's try 190. We'll try to maybe get to 200 just for fun. Nice. Sounded pretty good, I think. Ryan James Bohemian. Are you calling me a bohemian? The tap slide, that's the hardest part at this speed. All right, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Let's try 200 for fun, but I think 195 is about as good as it's gonna get. Ah. Relax, breathe. Felice Napolitano. Can I play Jason Becker? I cannot. I cannot. Okay, cool. I think that's about as good as that's gonna get for today, and then I'll come back to that tomorrow. Let's back it down to 180. I want to see where that is now. I actually find that playing that like 16th notes at anything past 180 or like 200, I don't know. There becomes this point of diminishing returns. Like sometimes you'll hear people do 16th notes at 240 beats per minute. And to me, the difference in effect of like 16th notes at 100 beats per minute to 180 beats per minute is the impact is much greater at 180. But going from like 180 to 240, the impact to me is negligible. The emotion that it creates doesn't really do anything for me. So I'm okay with my limit being somewhere. Felice says too much speed. Yeah. Jason Becker was just a monster, man. Okay, but now that I kind of hit my max speed, let's back it off a little. And so my max speed was like what, around 195. Play some Chan. Interesting. All right, here's 180. All right, cool. I feel pretty good with that idea at 180 beats per minute. Tell me what you think. How did that sound for you guys? So, and I practiced this for about almost 10 minutes before this. So I did almost half an hour just on that one single idea. Just that one single idea I practiced for about half an hour. And I try to instill that in my guitar students. Like, people underestimate just how much repetition is required to really get good at guitar. So Alejandro says, clean, yes, sweet. All right, so the next idea that I want to practice, and this will probably be the last one that I do, at least on YouTube Live, but I'm also working on this Greg Howe idea. Well, there's that one. But that's a good exercise, but this. All right. Okay, hold on. Yeah, there it is. And then this one. Why am I playing so fast? I need to start slow. So let's do, I'm going to start with just this one. I've never practiced that one to a metronome. I've just practiced it. Orpin says, I don't want to miss my favorite guitar sounding. Riff that up, sir. Sounds killer. Did you hear what I was just practicing, Orpin? I was, for the last like 25 minutes, I was practicing this. Yeah, there it is. Anyway, let's back off that metronome. Let's go nice and slow. For those of you watching right now, Orpin, check out his channel. He just posted a cover of Marcos Foley's The Forest, that solo, which is really, really cool. Dude, you're such a killer guitar player. All right, here we go. What's hard about this one is it's not evenly divided. That's how I'll end it. All right, that feels good. Let's bump it up a little bit. Let's go to 100. And like I said before, sometimes these ideas are easier at a faster speed. It's actually harder to practice them slower. So even though I can play it at this speed, I'm just doing it many times just to make sure it's relaxed and really locked in. All right, let's go to 108. Let's see, Orpin says, thank you, sir. I remember sharing that song to you. Yeah, you always value my stuff as I do. To yours, I love that respect between us. Yeah, man, for sure. And I really appreciate you turning me on to Marco Sfoli. But yeah, you're a scary good guitar player. So it's fun watching your stuff and then being like, dang, he's so good. I gotta stay on my toes. I gotta keep up. I gotta keep up with him. All right, here's 108. Ah. All right, let's go to just like 112 or 113. All right, it's 117. $121. Does anyone else find practicing like this, like when you're doing it, just kind of like meditative? Like you get into this like so like I don't meditate, but this feels like meditation for me, you know, once you get in the zone. That's what I should start telling my students. Like, well, what I always tell students is if you're feeling frustrated or tense or stressed when you're practicing, then you're doing it wrong. What I don't tell them is, but I think I'm going to start, is that what you want to aim for is getting to this state where it almost feels like meditation. That's how relaxed you are. Urban says, bringing a Steve Lukather solo soon. Oh, yeah, cool. God, I love Steve Lukather. Dionysius. 3 thumbs up. Love it. Thank you. All right, back to 125 BPM 16th notes. I don't know what I'm doing there at the end. All right, let's go to 130. Sometimes I'm changing it. The other thing you got to watch out for is like just getting tired. So as you get faster, it may not be that you can't play it fast, but it may just be that your fingers are exhausted and you don't even realize it sometimes. But I think I feel pretty good right now. I still got a little juice left in the tank. And I need to watch my posture because I don't need to be hunched over all the time. I don't even need to really look at this one. A lot of times I need to look, but I don't on this one. So I'm going to sit up a little straighter. Since there's no major position shifts. It's the string changes that that don't sound as tight as they could. All right, it's at 140. Let's go to 145. Cool, that's feeling good. Here's 150. I don't think I've ever practiced this one at this speed with metronome, so this is fun. Awesome. I'm starting to get a little tired, but it feels good. All right, 160. We're pretty close to my max, 165. Oh my goodness, I finally feel back to my normal self after those 2 weeks off. This is about a week back after 2 weeks off, and finally today I'm feeling normal again. Yeah, that's right about my max there. So 170. I could maybe push it to 180, but my hands are getting tired, and I feel like that is sufficient. All right, cool. Well, good, you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up there. But I got a few minutes for questions. If you guys have any questions for me about your own guitar playing. Orban says, yeah, I agree about it. It's a meditative process. I find myself closing my eyes, practicing slow. Yeah, man, for sure. And you know, because you're an incredible guitar player, and I feel like guitar players that have struggled for a long time, they don't get it. But when you do play at a high level, like Orban does, you know. I keep wanting to say Arpin because of how it is, but I think you told me once you pronounce it Orpin, right? Almost like with an O, at least for an American to say. Afonso says, "Yo, how do you do that? How do you do what? How do you get into that like meditative state? Is that what you're asking?" But yeah, for people who play at a high level guitar regularly, I think they understand that. Yeah, you get to that place. So yeah, Afonso, let me know what you. I think if I'm understanding your question correctly, the only way you get to that meditative state on guitar is by practicing correctly over and over again. So like, if you're making tons and tons of mistakes, you're never going to get to that meditative state. So you need to go slow enough to where you can play an idea or a song over and over again with no mistakes. And if you just play it once correctly and then you move on to something else, or you try to speed it up and then immediately start making mistakes again, you don't have room to get to that meditative state. But if you play it correctly over and over again at the same speed, man, it just truly relaxes you. Abhiraj Kar says, how long have you been playing for? 27 years. I've been playing for 27 years. Yes. All right, cool. I might work on one of my songs that I'm finishing up, Chasing Wind. I think I'm going to practice that. I think I'm going to finish recording the rhythm guitars and then I just have one student a little later today. And then I'll check in with my online students, see if they have any videos posted that I need to respond to. I tell you, after almost an hour of practicing something hard, then it feels good just to just kind of go for it. Yes, yeshamash. Oh yeah, that feels good. That feels real nice. Let's see. Let's go back to the original idea that I was practicing earlier today. Oh, this finger is blistered now. Okay, no more tapping for today. I need to let that blister turn into a callus. Oh, yikes. Anyway, I think I'm gonna make some breakfast real quick. You get distracted by the second light ball. What's the second light ball? I don't know. I don't know what that means. By the second light ball? You head. I don't know what that means. I get distracted by the second light ball. You head. You gotta clarify that. Oh, it was a bald joke. Okay. Anyway, great to see you guys. I'm gonna get out of here now. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Like and sub, whatever. I don't know. If you're looking for lessons, unlimitedguitar.com. There's a link in the bio or a link in the description for this video for my 10 free guitar warm-ups course. And then my latest song, Frog Hopper, is up on my YouTube channel as well if you guys want more. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, you have a great day as well. All right. Bye, you guys.